All right. 11, 29, 22. Remember, if you're absent, make sure you're watching the YouTube videos to keep up with the class. Solve and graph. I know, right? Solve and graph.
It's just so weird to say 2023. Solve and graph, that's light. We really did that yesterday.
Yep. So yesterday what we did was when it had a plus sign and a minus sign, right? We had a plus sign and we had a minus sign. So today it's only fair that we do the other operations. So today we are going to have problems that look like this. 2x is greater than 10. So, gentlemen, you're not focusing. Okay, what does it mean when they're right next to each other?
Multiplication.
Means multiplication. So this means multiplication. This means 2 times x. So what is the opposite of 2 times x? Dividing. So you're going to be dividing. You want x by itself, all by itself. So I have to move this number 2. This is how you show division in 7th grade. You will draw a bar and a bar. So these bars in 7th grade mean division. These bars means division. So we're going to put divide by 2 here and a divide by 2 here. So whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. What's 2 divided by 2? 1.
Oh, yeah, that's the other side.
2 divided by 2 is 1. Nowhere is this, there's going to be a 6. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, 1x. Do I really need to write the 1 though? No. That means x is by itself. And that's our goal. Our goal is to get x by itself. You bring down the inequality. All right. What's 10 divided by 2?
5.
So in order to break this up, we don't add, subtract, we divide because it's the opposite. Now, we're only going to graph the ones in our notes. When we get the classwork, we're not going to graph them. So we're graphing way less than yesterday. I know yesterday I gave you a lot of graphs. All right. Does this mean open or close circle?
Open.
Open. And which way do you shade?
Right.
Good. When I give you a test, probably on Friday, I'm going to be grading all of this. I'm going to be grading, hey, did you show the work here? Did you get the right answer? Did you graph? Did you use the right numbers at the bottom? So I can probably give you one question on the Friday's test because I'm going to be grading so many little aspects of it. I'll be grading your work. I'll be grading, well, did you get the right answer? Did you have an open circle? Did you shade left? Did you shade right? Like, there's so many little things I can grade. It's going to be great to grade. All right. 5x is less than or equal to 35. You have to show the work. When I am preparing you for when these get harder, which is either tomorrow or Thursday. So these skills of like, really, Miss Amelia, I have to draw this line. Yes. Get in the habit. Drawing your bars to separate the left and the right. Now, what does it mean when it's 5 and x together?
Multiplication.
It means multiplication. So what are we going to do?
Division.
Divide. We're going to divide by 5. We're going to divide by 5. X, what is this called? Less than or equal to? What's 35 divided by 5?
7.
Graph it. Remember, we're only graphing the ones in our notes, Isaiah. So I should see a graph on your paper. Open or close circle?
Close. Left. That's my word.
We okay, Isaiah?
Yeah.
All right. Gentlemen.
He squeezed my finger and it hurt.
So you're saying you can't sit next to him. Got it.
No, I know. I'm saying that.
Okay, sometimes it's written like this. They'll use parentheses. Not all the time, but sometimes they'll use parentheses. Well, what does that mean? It means multiplication. So with parentheses, without parentheses, it means multiplication. So what are we going to do? We are going to divide. So we're going to divide by 3, divide by 3. So sometimes you'll see it written like this on a worksheet. Still the same thing. Still means multiplication. No need to worry about it. So we have x is greater than 4. So we're going to draw a number line. What number goes in the middle of my number line? 4. Open circle and to the right. Good. Okay, we okay with when it looks like multiplication? So now it's going to start to look like a division problem. But in middle school, in 7th grade, we don't use this as division, right? We use a fraction. So x over 5 is less than 10. X over 5 is less than 10. So this line means division. So what are you going to do? Multiplication. Here's how you show the work. Draw your bars. So this is how we show the work in 7th grade and in 12th grade. You put it in parentheses and you put it next to it. Put it in parentheses and next to it. Because what do parentheses mean in this situation? Multiplication. So this means to multiply. This also means to multiply. So we're left with x. Bring this down. And then, what's 10 times 5?
50.
50. Ten times 5 is 50. Open and to the left. Okay? So, the hardest part is recognizing, is this a division problem or a multiplication problem? Or addition or subtraction, right? You have to start memorizing that this line means division. Alright? Alright. Let's do another easy one before we start doing some hard ones. X over 7, that's a 7, greater than 12. That's x over 7, that's a 7, greater than 12, greater than 12. Alright, we're going to draw our bars. Alright, what do I do? Yeah, times 7 times 7. Alright, so this line means division, so the opposite is to multiply. So here I have multiplication. I have x is greater than, what is 12 times 7? Good, 84. Feel free to use your multiplication chart if you need it. Alright, are we going to have an open or a closed circle on 84? Open, and we're going to shade to the right. Alright, so those are the easy ones. How do I make this harder? Yep. Negatives. So what if I have 4x is less than negative 12? Alright, so what am I going to do? Is this starting with the multiplication or starting with the division problem? We're starting with the multiplication problem. So what are you going to do? Divide. You all know that the opposite of multiplication is division, right? Like, okay. Just checking. So starts off the same way. The very first problem I gave you looks very similar to this one. So on this side, we just have x less than. What's negative 12 divided by 4?
50.
So this is when we start using our good superhero Dorito Man. He plays soccer. Look at that. That's a soccer ball right there. Right there. Look at him. So this is a negative number, so I circle the negative. This is a positive number, so I circle the positive. What is not circled? A negative. And what is 12 divided by 4? 3. So our answer is negative 3. So this is how I make it harder. I throw in a negative. But good old Dorito Man helps us. Helps us a lot. Huh. That's funny. I feel like he really looks like a soccer player. Alright, what if it's like this? What kind of problem is this to start with? It's a division problem to start with. So what are you going to do? Multiply. What am I going to multiply by?
3 and 11. Negative 11.
We're going to multiply 3 to both sides. We're going to multiply this side by 3 and this side by 3. X is greater than Dorito Man if you need it. Boop, boop, boop. This is a negative. This is a positive. What am I left with? A negative. And what's 11 times 3? 33. So we have negative 33. Questions? About it? Are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
This is the only way it gets harder. This way. Now, I'm going to pass out the worksheet. It's not my favorite worksheet. There's a couple things that I would changed, but it's a worksheet I found. We'll go over it. Pause this. All right. So here's your worksheet. I'm going to do couple of them with you. All right. So first one, draw your bars. Now, J parentheses 4. What does this mean? Multiplication. Times. Very good. So, what's the opposite? Division. So we're going to divide on this side by 4. Right? Because together it's multiplication. So the opposite is to divide by 4. Divide by 4. Do you guys see how I'm putting the line divide by 4? I need to see that. That's the work I'm talking about. Miss Amelia can do it in my head. Fantastic. You still need to show the work. What's left on this side? Just J, right? Bring down your inequality. So you're moving the number next to the variable. Whatever the variable is, that's what you're moving. Now here, what's negative 20 divided by 4? Negative 5. So you're going to need the Dorito Man a lot on this paper, okay? You can draw it once and reuse it over and over again, or if you want to draw it every single time, that's up to you. So our answer is J is less than negative 5. And like I said, we're not going to graph these. The only ones we graphed today were in our notes, so we're done. We're done with this problem. All right, number 2. You see how it looks like a fraction? It looks very different than our notes. So when it looks like a fraction, it's really a division problem. So you're going to do the opposite. So I write them like this in your notes. I write x over 4, right? On this worksheet, they write them as 1/4 x. Guess what? It's the same thing. So when it's written like this, imagine it written like this. All you have to do is multiply by the bottom number. All you have to do is multiply by the bottom number. So multiply by the bottom number. So here, what's my bottom number? 4. So all you have to do is multiply by 4, multiply by 4. I'm going to show you that I'm multiplying by 4 on both sides. Ashley, what are you doing? Okay. These 4s get eliminated. I'm just left with R. You bring down the inequality. Bring down the inequality. What's negative 4 times 4? You're multiplying, you're not dividing. When it looks like a fraction, you're going to multiply. All right. Give you guys a couple seconds. Head start.